3 or 4 8-person events, you were the winner in all but one.
Correct.
Except for one where you got bounced in round 1 by Scapeshift and the games were a joke.
Maybe it was Nick who did it.
Maybe.
Four-color loam deck is going to start with Verdant Catacombs into Overgrown Tomb here for William.
4 copies of Molten Vortex. Sometimes these decks have had to go to things like Seismic Assault, Molten Vortex. Essentially the same card, plays to the board much faster.
Search for Tomorrow is where Carico will start. Comminos is going to play a Life from the Loam, get back Verdant Catacombs. His engine's online, though it is slow, especially in this matchup. Search for Tomorrow going to tick down to 1.
And not clearly impactful. You know, what is good about Scapeshift, I'm not the biggest fan of this deck. What is nice about it, though, it combos out just with lands and spells. You don't need any non-land permanents to do your thing. And there's some decks that can really only interact with non-land permanents.
Steam Fence on the battlefield tapped. Another Search for Tomorrow suspended here for Carico. And now William will Dredge. Temple Garden, Blackleaf Cliffs among those cards. And Liliana looks like it's going to get to work. Now, Liliana, a card that's very good against Scapeshift because Scapeshift is kind of this density deck where it needs every single card to go.
Well, I think that Liliana, backed up by counterspells, is really powerful. As we see Golgari Brown Scale.
I was wondering if you were going to know what that was.
I've taken some losses of that card. I know that one. The thing is, Liliana backed up by counterspells, squeezing a Scapeshift hand. That's really good because it's going to be hard for them to beat the Cryptic Command or whatever you're setting up at the end of it. For a deck like Comminos, where he's not stopping the combo in the middle of it, it's possible Carico can manage this. He can just get to 7 or 8 mana, do his thing. The Liliana backed up by the Brown Scale. Now we're talking.
Ever heard of it?
Pull yourself up. Scapeshift is not an infinite combo deck. Can only do so much damage. Start gaining some life. Attack the hand. Dong.
Yeah. Gonna gain 2 here. Dredge 2. Oh, the Brown Scale beats.
Oh, we each just got a card. That's fine. Golgari Brown Scale. Don't mind it if I do.
You know, we call this
combo. That's how you build a deck.
That's how you build a deck right here. Yep, there goes the Brown Scale again. And now Life from the Loam. Just like William drew it up. He's going to get 3 cards back.
This is fantastic.
More proof that Modern is an amazing format. Temple Garden is the land.
I don't know if Comminos is a favorite to win this game, but this is great.
Don't particularly care anymore.
Yeah.
Search for Tomorrow going to resolve. We got a Brown Scale going to work.
You know what Comminos is doing?
What's that?
Expecting more out of himself.
And that's good.
You know what I mean?
That's good. That's your slogan. PCLE 2020, expect more.
I'm going to find a spot for him on the campaign trail.
Perfect.
Look at that. Look at that lizard.
That's definitely a Komodo dragon or something. That's not a lizard.
No, that's creature lizard.
I can read that, thank you. That's definitely bigger than a lizard. I'm calling R&D's creature naming work there into question. Here's a Thragtusk. That's a beast.
That is a beast.
I know that much. That one outpaces the Brown Scale. Though I guess the Brown Scale could block it all day.
Right. Yep. This is fine. Comminos has a Lingering Souls in his hand.
Oof.
Liliana? He's got a lot of routes to cover this card. This is delightful.
I'm going to Dredge Loam this time. Path to Exile is 1, Loam is 2, Ghost Quarter is 3. Also has a copy of the Reliquary in the grip, too.
Ghost Quarter plus Loam against Scapeshift is a real thing, too.
It should be good. It should be good. Liliana appears to be up to 6 now. There's Lingering Souls. Perhaps a flashback is on the way here for William. Spirit tokens aplenty. And now here's Loam. And of course, Loam in combination with Liliana. Well, it's just, you're just going free then.
Yeah. The angles of attack here are really great.
You're coming from every way.
Yep. Trying to build up a critical mass of things? Nope. Trying to do something fancy with non-basic lands? Nope. Trying to burn me out? Nope. Brown Scale's got that covered.
Here comes Thractus. Spirit Token will block. And it looks like Nick is going to be passing the turn back. Maybe a spell to cast. Like a lightning bolt here, maybe towards Liliana. Slow that down a little bit, down to 3. Time to dredge. Life in the Loam. Path Exile is 1. Martial Axe is 2. The Vortex is 3. Williams certainly has his engine online, and it's actually pretty hard to disrupt. Now, Ghost Quarter's going to go after Stomping Ground. I think we're making a play here. See if he has any basics left. Well, it appears that he does. Quite a few, actually.
But there is only so much of this that Carico can accept before he starts losing access to the combo.
Yep.
Part of the reason we've talked about the new lands potentially fitting into Scapeshift is because the deck just needs a certain density of mountains in the deck to be able to combo out. And even if Carico is armed with a lot of basics in his list, this may be a huge long-term problem for him.
And he will search up, it looks like a mountain. And now here's Life in the Loam from William. He'll get back Ghost Quarter. Raging Ravine now. And Flashback Lingering Souls. 2 Spirit Tokens coming. And the only thing that William has not done this turn is use Liliana, it appears. However, Cryptic Command is going to counter Lingering Souls, bounce the token, and now we might have to see Liliana tick down. Yeah, to take care of the front half of Thragtusk.
I think Carico, with Obstinate Baloth in hand, hoping to get an opportunity to trap Comminos in to plussing Liliana. Don't know if Comminos just wanted to get the Thragtusk off the table. Don't know if he sniffed out that line, but in any event, it's not happening.
It's actually pretty weird, too, because I think that Nick is trying to get that to be the case, but also he only has a single green mana right now, so he can't cast Obstinate Baloth if he wanted to, but I don't even know if he would if he could. However, Liliana is gone now, so there's a copy of Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle, and now we're heading back Williams' way. He'll dredge a Life in the Loam. Path Exiles 1, Raven's Crime is 2, Lingering Souls in 3.
Raven's Crime is a beating here, too.
Sort of.
I mean, again, this backed up by Ghost Quarter could be, I don't want to say a lock, but I don't know if Carico can really fight through this.
Well, we can't forget what the card is in Carico's hand. You
Sure.
want a Raven's Crime and feel free 4/4. So there are positives and negatives here.
But, you know, Comminos has Knight of the Reliquary in his hand. If the last card is Obstinate Baloth, all right, you have a blocker much bigger than the creatures he has in play. You start looping Ghost Quarters, knocking out the Valakuts or just all the mountains out of Carico's deck. He can't really get beyond a certain amount of mana easily because you are attacking his hand this way.
Here's Verdant Catacombs. That'll get sacrificed. Keep in mind, too, for Williams' life total, he's at 18 now. He is very high.
And with the brown scales, if he ever needs to shift gears, that option is there as well.
Got to get some life points back.
Yeah. All the angles covered.
Grinding Nick Carico into a pulp. Here is Knight of the Reliquary. There are some lands in the graveyard. 2 currently, so Knight of the Reliquary is a 4/4 right now. Looks like maybe Obstinate Baloth was a draw yet again. But soon enough, Knight of the Reliquary will be able to stand tall on the battlefield, and she is pretty hard to beat once she gets going. Beast Token gets blocked immediately.
Yeah, Carico kind of trying to go for a little bit of a bluff attack there, maybe hoping that Comminos would play around Bolt and not block, but Comminos does have to protect his life total a little bit here.
Life in the Loam will turn over into Graven's Cairns, an Urborg, and a Raven's Crime. Ghost Quarter the land. Yep, I like it. Going after the forest. Just wants to keep this going if you can.
Yep.
Now it's time to Loam. A couple of lands will be returned here. Looks like it'd just be Ghost Quarter. I like leaving some lands in the graveyard because of the knight that's on the battlefield. Raven's Crime will be retraced. I think we'll have an Obstinate Baloth join the battlefield again. A minor annoyance for Comminos, but he doesn't seem to care too much because he's in a really good spot.
Yeah, you know, you don't want him to have this level of a board because he can start drawing things like Cryptic Command and tapping stuff, but 14 is a pretty safe threshold to be at.
2 spirit tokens, pass the turn back. Will William over to Nick. Nick with Cryptic Command. This is what you say could happen. Now, I think if you're Nick, you probably just say Cryptic Command, tap your team, draw a card, get in for 8.
I think so.
The longer this goes, the worse it gets.
Yep.
You kind of got to chain them together a little bit. Cryptic Command, an incredibly flexible, powerful card, but right now, to me, it's really only got one mode.
And I think even bouncing the knight and drawing a card is too anemic here because Comminos chump blocks, knight gets redeployed, and now you're jammed up again.
Yeah. There's an avenue to victory here.
Carico has to get lucky, but Cryptic Command gives him an opportunity to get lucky.
Yeah. We'll see how Nick wants to use this Cryptic Command, if he wants to use it now or later.
The problem is next turn, Carico gets his hand force regardless because Comino goes retrace Raven's Crime. And at that point, you have to pull the trigger. I don't think this Cryptic Command is going to get much better than deal 8 damage.
This time he just bounced the knight, draw a card and is attacking. But this is the predictable play from William, which is I'm not taking the damage.
Yeah,
I'm just going to chump block.
My preference would have been to draw a card and tap everything because I think that Carico just needs to get in that shot. It looks like Comminos' deck is playing just almost entirely on its main phase. It doesn't look like he has a lot in the way of spot removal except for Path to Exile, which you've seen him dredge over quite a few copies of. So I think Cryptic Command and hope to draw another Cryptic Command and beat Comminos even through blockers is a reasonable path. But now Comminos got to chump block with his copies of Lingering Souls, and Carico has to find several answers to neither Reliquary.
Raven's Crime will be retraced. There goes another Cryptic. Yep. So now he's kind of working himself out of answers. Another Ghost Quarter here. There is another basic to search up, it appears.
But he's just plugging away at all the green sources of mana, preventing Scape Shift from being an option. And Scape Shift is double green. So the minute the Carico redeploys a green land, Comminos can simply Ghost Quarter it away. And Raven's Crime is pinning him too. So it needs to be something like he gets to, I don't even know at this point. I don't know if he can get out.
I'm not sure he can either. That another Reliquary is so big. Lightning Bolt was the draw, so we can see another Reliquary block and the Lightning Bolt finish it off, but still, the engine is online. There's really no stopping it at this point.
And that's why my preference would have been, I think, for Carico to tap and draw a card. Because at least that would have given him the hope of ripping Cryptic Command and sealing the game. Now I'm not even sure that'll do it.
Well, I mean, more than anything, is there's a Lightning Bolt to take care of that. At least it would have given hope.
Yeah.
Maybe he's running Lightning Bolts or something like that. Who knows? There were outs available. Now it's going to be a lot more difficult. You see another Dredge here. Stinkweed Imp has been found.
Oh, that's a good blocker too.
Loam is going to be cast for Horizon Canopy, among other things. Ghost Quarter is number 2. Graven Cairns is number 3. Horizon Canopy is going to be sacrificed. Stinkweed Imp is going to be dredged. So turn over 5 cards here. You see Comminos is trying to get a move on here because one of the problems with his deck, and I think this is going to happen quite a bit, is he might run into draws.
Yeah, I mean, trying to kill someone from 33 with Stinkweed Imp, you're going to run into some issues with the clock.
Yeah. Maybe perhaps this is where old Brown Scale works his way back into things.
Yeah, he's another beatdown artist.
Yeah. Stinkweed Imp, going to block Obstinate Baloth. They will trade. William will dredge Loam, turn over 3 cards. Brown Scale, he's got 2 in. Ghost Quarter is the land. I suppose Raging Ravine is the way to get the job done here, slowly but surely.
Gets pretty fast.
Here's Anticipate.
And it looks like Comminos is off of the Raven's Crime plan as he's cut Carico off of green. And I guess he doesn't want any more Obstinate Baloths to enter. The issue that I have with this is it's going to be hard for Comminos to win in time. And draws like, Cryptic Command, for example, by a lot of time.
There are enough annoying draws where you might still want to keep going after his hand.
I think so.
Nick Carico is turn number 0 here of extra turns. So William will get turn 1, 3, and 5. Nick will have 0, 2, and 4. Carico will pass the turn back over to Comminos. Time to dredge. Or at least it appears that way.
Beat down time.
Brown scale.
Brown scale, time to turn up the clock.
There it is. No, don't tease us.
Offense with the brown scale, defense with Stinkweed Imp.
There's no stone unturned here. There's a Stinkweed.
All right, a hedge of the bets.
4 and 5 cards dredged over, now the Reliquary being one of them. So now the big question, I'm taking a look. I'm looking for something like a Worm's Harvest here. There's also, oh my God, this is quite a brewer's brew. There's also copies of Hakan from Cold Snap that lets you cast Knights from the graveyard so you can get Knight of the Reliquary back.
Oh man.
Yeah, because before it was Hakan with Court Hussar was a combo. Here's Nizzit Charm. So Carico looks like he's going to draw 2, discard 2. So maybe that's what Comminos was looking for.
And Stinkweed Imp just gives him max dredges.
Yeah. Lightning Bolt going to go upstairs. Might be time to fire up the old Ravine here. Again, remember, it's turn 1 of extra turns.
Strikes me as being better than casting the Stinkweed Imp, which I believe is his other route. I guess he can loam.
Yeah, Loam's not doing a lot for me right now.
Right.
I mean, I guess you can.
Here we go.
If you can cast Stinky and fire up the Ravine, that's a fine turn.
I mean, this is just how you maximize the clock. You get the extra point out there.
Come across for 5. It'll be turn number 2 here for Nick. Take a draw step, a Steam Vents.
Might as well play. Can't take it with you.
Yeah, I mean, William has done his job of grinding Carico all the way down to where Nick, I don't even know if there's a draw in his deck. He could demonic tutor every turn probably.
Yeah, I think at this stage of the game, you know, if we played this out, I think Carico cannot get out from this spot.
Yeah.
But it will be a challenge for Comminos to kill him in the allotted time.
Hey, tick-tock goes the clock. Turn number 3, dredge a Stinkweed Imp. There's a con.
Here we go.
And the Lingering Souls.
That's how we speed it up.
If you want to see Knights cast on the graveyard, you come to the right place. Let me take a look through that graveyard, because you want to make sure that your Knights are still big. So
Should be huge. I mean, Comminos has been dredging a ton, so.
Stinkweed going to come across. I like the no attack here with Ravine. You want to set up as big a turn as you can. Now, Khan, you can play it from your graveyard, but not from anywhere else. This is a weird Cold Snap card. As long as the Khan is in play, you can play Knight cards from your graveyard, and then when a Khan is put into a graveyard from play, you lose 2 life, so he can cast a Knight. And now I think he's got another Knight in the graveyard to cast.
This looks like a card from Arabian Nights or Legends or something.
Yeah.
But not from anywhere else.
And
that's some old
here's
templating.
another Knight. So, now the Reliquaries are back from the graveyard.
This is exciting.
They are relatively large. Carico is going to go to turn number 4, so we better draw a Cryptic Command. I think he did. Did he just draw a Cryptic Command?
No, not like this. Please, not like this.
Turn 5 of extra turns. Time to dredge. Gonna count how many cards he's got left in his deck.
8 or 9 or so. He can
Yeah.
afford to dredge.
Looking at Loam. He's got a brown scale down there. Nothing really great in the graveyard.
The Hakan is so delightful.
There's the brown scale.
Little cushion. Little.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can never be too safe.
Yeah, up to 9. Of course, there's a Vault of the Archangels in case you need some more life. You can loan that back. Just saying, Nick Miller, we got a deck tech for you, buddy. Here, yep. He paused him. Attack step. Boo. 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 Boo this man. Boo this man.
So unfair.
Yep. The fun police gonna tap everything.
Ugh.
We were so close to a con win.
Let him know how much you had cast the brown scale. Let him know that you still had leftovers.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a draw. You cast the brown scale here?
Just let him know.
Yeah.
In case you were wondering, I also had this.
Yeah. Yep, it's going to be a draw between these two players. So, William Comminos and Nick Carico, 1-1-1.